Ladies and gentlemen, meet Jack. Jack is a 2 euro businessman researching about Vietnamese coffee industry. Unfortunately, he's hit with a language barrier. Meet Sophia. Sophia is 45-year-old tourist from Spain. She's traveling with her husband, but struggling to understand the local culture. In 2018, there were 15 million people traveling to Vietnam facing the same problem. Meanwhile, the tourism industry infrastructure is failing, is crying out for a new innovative platform that helps bringing travelers closer to the local bodies. Now imagine you are a foreign executive flying to Vietnam for the first time for your business trip. And there is a local personal assistant waiting just outside the airport. Book your hotel already and then ready to help you whatever you need in Vietnam. And you can do all of that customization with just one click. Welcome to the future. I am Annie, CEO of Tubudd, the innovative platform that offers unique and limitless service by connecting travelers to local buddies. And by my side is Ethan, our CTO. He's a true full stack from back-end, front-end, middle-end, blockchain, AI, you name it, he does it all. And Anthony, our COO, brings in a Western perspective and an excellent standard of customer service. Along with outside, we have 3 advisors help us in finance, strategic development, and market adoption. So, who are these local buddies that I'm talking about? So the local buddies are the local people who live and understand the local culture. They're great at different languages, not only English, but also French, German, Chinese, and Korean. They all vetted securely by our team. They can be local guides, local interpreters, or local concierge. We have about 400 local buddies in Vietnam, and that's our app. Currently on pilot mode. We've been gathering users' test results to help on our alpha version. And I get asked these questions a lot. How can you guarantee my safety? Well, when people travel, they like to be safe. So we take this issue very seriously and have come up with 3-step vet. Step 1, we verify they are who they say they are. Step 2, we grade the language skills. Step 3, they have to upload all the media related to their profile. And this is how Tubudd works. The local buddies set the rate themselves. We take 25% of the total amount. The local buddy get exactly the amount that they want to earn. We have 2 types of customers. The people travel for leisure, and the people who travel for business. The travelers who travel for leisure tend to go to discover interesting places, but not too touristic. And the people who travel for business who have more money, but less time. So all they want is just have a personal assistant to help them. This is our current market size. We focus on Vietnam as a destination. There is $180 million spending in Vietnam in this market every year for extra activities like small tours, interpreters, and so on. Right now, we're aiming for a niche market, which is Korean travelers to Vietnam. And that accounts for 30% of the international arrivals. And this is the reason why we chose South Korean to be our niche market. To reach them, we have created a go-to-market plan using own traction channels related specifically for Korean travelers to Vietnam, such as Naver, KakaoTalk, and micro-influencers too. And this is what sets us apart. A multi-language platform that helps connecting humans to humans. Unlike our competitors, we help to connect business travelers to a local buddy that help them to save time, effort, and money. Tubudd was actually born in Manchester, UK, and after 6 months of researching, we decided to move to Vietnam due to the enormous increase in the tourism industry here. In August last year, we joined in Vietnam Silicon Valley Accelerator Program. In February, we were sponsored by Lotte Accelerator to expand our business into Korea. And up to date now, our revenue is $130,000. And this is projected performance over the next 5 years. These are all the functions that we're gonna put in our app in the next versions. So, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready to revolutionize the way the world travels with us? Thank you. That is very good questions, and that covers on the marketing strategy that I think in the next couple of months and the next few years that we have to cover. Well, let's say we're trying to reach on of not only social media, but on the sales channels and traction channels such as SEO, if they do use Google, I believe, or Naver, like in Korea, and also micro influencers that cover social media. Other thing would be email marketing and word of mouth from people to people, advertising and business development. So they can know about it in a lot of places, such as in their corporate companies and their friends and the people that they know about. So we're trying to cover all the traction channels, but as of for now, as we're quite small and we don't have that enough of the finance resources in order to cover all of the traction channel, we're all gonna focus on what help us the most.
Thank you. And my second question is, business executives tend to have more money than time.
Yes.
So do you have a suggested daily rate, and how many days local wages would that be in local currency in Vietnam?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Well, a normal rate for a local bodies for an executive work, it would be about $100 per day. And to a Vietnamese person, that is pretty much from half a month or like a week, 2 weeks wage to a month wage for some of them. So the Vietnamese people can earn a lot of money by just being our local bodies. And that, I believe, will gonna help the GPD of these countries in the next few years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. I have about 3 questions.
Yes.
The first one is, you think the market size will be about 150K?
180 million.
180 million.
Yes.
So I understand that it's a total market size for the travel, right?
No, I did note on the bottom that is not including hotel accommodations, flight ticket, that.
So what exactly the number, 180 million? And how do you deep down into your
Services.
let's say the client need to understand about the high tech, understand about the how to get your app, and they get there to use your product. So how do you deep down into your exactly number of your accessible side?
So what we do is that because there's no exact number that it's been researching in the Vietnam market about what we do so specifically. So what we do is that we take the total amount and based on a research of Vietnam that people spend from 10 to 20% of their budget every trip that they go to Vietnam on extra activities such as booking small tours, local guides, interpreters. So we would take that 10 to 20%, and that 180 million US dollars is actually 10% of that market. And
Okay.
we think that is a total potential market for it.
1.8 million.
Yeah.
The second question is about actually the location for the traveler to come there. I understand that, okay, we have many sightseeing, many provinces, but just focus in the big city where we can find the local tour guide that can match into your application. So how do you think, how many provinces within this country you can touch your product in?
Well, right now we already have in 14 countries, which is more than 30 cities in 14 countries already. Right now we focus in Vietnam as a destination. So let's say in Vietnam. So in Vietnam, we already have 14 cities that we cover. But that's not only just big cities. But I believe, have you ever been to Sapa or Hà Giang? You yourself as a Vietnamese person would like to have a local buddy who is a minority, live in Hà Giang or Sapa as well. So you can actually use, our service as well. And that is where we really focus on, where people need it the most. Maybe in the big cities like Hanoi, Saigon, they can get around very easily and everything is available. A lot of people are speaking different languages or English, very basic. But so in the smaller cities, smaller provinces, they really struggling to understand or did not have any ability to speak to somebody who can speak their language. So that will be helpful for them to really go into small cities.
Okay, I get your number, 14 cities in Vietnam.
Yes.
The question about the quality control.
Yeah.
So I understand that for each tour guide, they need to follow with some kind of the format or something of the quality that they need to provide before they receive some money from your application. So how do you control the quality of the tour guide?
So we have two parts of the quality that we need to control. One is before they join in the platform, and after they join in the platform. So our job is to vet them in the process before joining in the platform to make sure that they are who they say they are, and their language and get up to a certain standard, and they have experience, have done this before, and then they are not a criminal or something. So we need to do that background check on them, reference check or ID check on them, and then once they match all the boxes in the requirements, we can put them online, and then after that, during when they are online in our platform, that would need the help of the users, which is ratings, reviewing, and marking if that person is good or bad, starring. So that is two ways of we doing the quality control.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi again.
Hi.
We speak through Skype before.
Yeah.
So I just want to know how many users you have right now in terms of travelers, and how many buddies do you have right now? Okay.
Sorry. I'm very goldfish, so I may forget the questions. We have about 400 local buddies right now, but obviously these numbers fluctuate a lot because we do accept applications every day, and there is some buddies that we don't think that they matches us, and we vetted them out. And about users, so currently our app is in pilot mode, but we still let people to download and try it out, and is about 2,000 users on the app.
So it just is organic, right?
Yeah, it's very organic.
Okay.
All of them.
So it's very much important for the user, the traveler, to get connected to buddy. So what kind of criteria that you put there to choose your buddy? And they have to speak English, or it's kind of a personal relationship between two. So it's very important for your business.
Yeah. So we think the most important thing for you to travel to a foreign country is that if you have them as a friend. And for you to have them as a friend, you need to understand them, and they need to understand you. So as if you see on the video, in their profile, they would have a video or they talking about themselves. So you can understand, if I understand this person before I book them, or is it person is going to be a person that likable, or I would like to, spend the time with them. So language is one of the biggest things that they need to provide. Either they can speak English or French or German or Chinese or Korean or all types of languages. Right now we focus is on Korean markets or other minorities, the niche markets, which is actually accounts for 60% of the languages that from the people coming to Vietnam. So that's why we focus on. Yeah, I think that pretty much answer the questions, hopefully.
So it's pretty much user experience, right? So walk me through the payment method of the user when I am a traveler, and then how much do I pay, and if I need to prepay. What if in the end of the day I don't like the buddy, I want to refund, and what is the payment method and everything?
So technically when you book somebody, when you look into their profile, you hear what they're saying, and you decide to book that person, you will pay a deposit, actually a full payment, but the money has not come out from your bank account yet until the buddy have 24 hours to accept your request. So the buddies can refuse the request at any time if they don't like, you or don't like the profile or anything like that, or they don't have the day off or they're busy. So they can accept it. So then the money will be taken out from your bank account and go to our account. Now, we have a policy for a refund. However, unless you have a really, really big problem related to security or personal issue that the local body is not matching your requirements or your standards, then you will get the certain amount of refunds back based on the situation. But if you totally you don't have any issue with the buddy, but you just they don't, I just don't like her, then the money is gone. It's gone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a question from Judge Mike in the States.
Okay.
So once a traveler and a buddy have been connected, what keeps them from making a private connection for the next trip?
That is very, very valuable questions. In fact, what we're trying to do is trying to prevent that to happen. So we're trying to give the local buddies and also the traveler loads of loyalty programs. For example, levels. So the local buddies, if they get booked through the platform, they go up to the certain level, and at a certain level, they get charged less for our fees, or get more points or cards or a lot of other gift and points from us, and it will be the same for the travelers. So we will prevent that situations to happen, and also if they are protected if they connected in our site. But if they don't use our site, then we have no responsibility to search booking, and that person will be giving warning if we know that they ever do it behind our back. So far, we have recurrent return customers even after one day, and they will come back to us and book another for the next day, and they don't want to book that person. At the end of the day, if you are foreigners come to a new cities or new country, you will be less likely to trust somebody just straight away after a few minutes meeting them. So you would trust a system more than with all the reviews and all the ratings of the people using them, more than just trusting a person.
How would you allocate the prize money if you win?
What do you mean by?
If you win, how are you going to spend the money?
Oh. Nothing. Well, I would love to spend 50% of the winning money, whatever it is, to the tech team, because we are working on the systemize the whole system, and 40% on the marketing side in order to really work on the traction channels that we're working on, and 10% on the admin cost. Yes.
Actually, we have invested in cheap me, and one question relating to your competitive strategy in about 2 or next 3 years.
So I believe that a lot of people just, each country, they would have a certain, when we were in Vietnam, when I'm in Vietnam, they say, what is the difference between you and TripMe? When we are in Korea, they will ask what the difference between you and my real trip. There would be someone's doing kind of a similar thing in there. And this is a new trend that we cannot deny, that there are more and more people travel on their own and love to be that flexible and have everything customized for them. So in the future, we are the first in the market right now focusing on the business travelers, and we want to keep it that way. So that is our unique selling point. And more than that, we will focus on the niche market, which are focused on different languages, not English, like Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, Hong Kongese, Chinese, and whatsoever, so that we can really get there in the first place. So we pioneer on that.
Thank you so much.